right, I need to take this in for a minute here. A lot of people. This is more challenging than testifying in front of Congress or appearing in front of cameras on TV. I'm proud and honored to join you here today. This is a unique experience. I've not done anything like this before. I'm making a point to interact with student bodies, and after a career of 20 plus years in the military, I try to pass on some of my knowledge, and I'm honored to join you here. Thank you to Dean Goldman. Thanks for the opportunity to speak and address you. Thank you to the parents and family that helped this happen. Without the parents, friends, and family, I think many of you wouldn't be here. But thank you most to the students for the higher honor of speaking to you. It's a unique opportunity, and I hope you take something out of my remarks and allows you to carry your careers forward. Who knew that an appearance on Curb Your Enthusiasm would land me this opportunity to speak to this crowd? So my own journey as a public servant started many years ago. I joined the military after being commissioned in ROTC. It started active duty in 1999. At the time, I thought it was going to be a relatively short stint, 3-4 years, and then I'd move on. I was pre-med. I thought I had other career options in front of me, but I found it fascinating what a career in public service could offer. At every point where I reflected on whether it was time to move on and do something else, public service came calling. It drew me back in, offered increased responsibility, increased opportunities, increased challenges, and offered me an opportunity to better myself. Through that career in public service, I developed a passion for public service to the point where now I can't see life moving forward, even after leaving uniform, without some element of service. I remember my first day out of the military, I wrote, I guess, a guiding document for myself. I published an op-ed in the Washington Post explaining why I left the military, under what conditions, under the conditions of being retaliated against and persecuted and harassed by the administration and former President Trump. But I also didn't dwell on that too much. I made it a point to talk about what I wanted to do moving forward. I wanted to advocate for public servants and public service. It's what made me who I was. It's what was on display to a lot of the American public that never really understood what public servants or bureaucrats did in government. They thought it was a waste of money. Government's too bloated. But on those days in the fall of 2019, they saw, and I was honored to be a member of that group, public servants in action, showing their excellence, showing their expertise, showing their national security bona fides, but most importantly, showing their values and integrity. And that's why I'm particularly proud to be able to speak to you all, is because you, especially seeing the composition of this group, a lot of graduate students, a lot of master's and PhD students, you've committed to public service, not once, not just pursuing your undergraduate, but now pursuing advanced degrees, and you've pretty much chosen a course moving forward for the career, as long as you want to take it, for the public good, for selfless service. For me, it was about contributing to national defense and national security, but each one of you will make a contribution to your local, state, federal level, improving the lives. And that's something that we should remember. And I'm definitely going to finish by thanking you for your service, but I want to take the opportunity now to thank you for your service, for the fact that you've committed to this course of action. In a lot of ways, this is one of the features that distinguishes you from the other Trojan graduates. That everybody's going to go on and do great things, but you've committed to selfless service. And that is something that's going to also arm you uniquely to face challenges in life. A lot of people will, as they face challenges in life, will think about what's in their own personal interest, what's in their own good. And that's, in certain ways, a recipe for disaster, because they'll put their own interests ahead of their community interests. You don't have to worry about that. you're always going to put the community interests ahead of your own. You're going to make the right choice because it's the right thing to do, not because it's the right thing to do for you and for your career advancement. For me, I had the Army values. We used the mnemonic device: leadership, loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. For you, you have your school values, you'll have your institutional values, you'll have USC values exemplified by the motto, fight on. That's the kind of people you are, that's the way you'll live your life. And it's gonna arm you to overcome challenges, and there'll be plenty of challenges. It's just the nature of life. Unforeseen challenges that will emerge. And the way you overcome those is you train yourself to adhere to principles and values, what I refer to as working your values muscle. So for me, as an Army officer, I had maybe some advantages. I knew that my responsibility was to not walk by a mistake, to make on-the-spot corrections, to train my soldiers and live my life to adhere to loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. That's easier probably to do at the 20-year mark, which is when I was thrust into the public eye, than it is at the beginning. It's an imposing task to do that as younger folks. But I have confidence that you'll fight on and do the right thing. Speaking to truth to power is another thing that I think you should all strive to do. It's a particularly challenging task. It usually comes with severe consequences, or can come with severe consequences. I know through much of my career, I was encouraged to do so. I was encouraged to offer advice, counsel, recommendations by leadership. But that's not always the case, and you're going to face challenges. And this takes me to the theme of moral versus physical courage. We prize physical courage. Fireman runs into a burning house, he'll receive recognition. A soldier on the battlefield conducting heroic feats will receive medals. We don't do that for moral courage. And what I would ask you to do as you move forward is to pick out those people around you that display that moral courage, because those are the people that are going to change the world. Those are the people like Rosa Parks, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King that changed the world. That's something that we I think as a society need to recognize, that moral courage, that forethought, that selfless service and forethought in certain ways is as valuable, or maybe even more valuable, than that physical courage, that instinct, the survival instinct that unfolds in moments without that deep reflection behind it. I think doing the right thing also comes with this notion of peace, living at peace and without regrets. I tried to do in my challenges, I try to do the right thing, and for me as a father to a young daughter, an 11-year-old girl, I want to be able to look her in the eye when she gets older and not have to explain myself and equivocate. That's what a life of living according to values, that's what a life of being a public servant is about. I think you'll come to recognize that if you haven't already. Now, a career in public service, you'll find this interesting and surprising. It doesn't just end between your transitions in your careers. You'll find that there are other ways you might choose to contribute, whether that's to inform your community about issues at hand, playing a role in urban regional planning. There's quite a few of folks here in that career field. But it's something that you'll take with you even after you retire. You'll look for opportunities to make a difference. So on that basis, I'm very, very proud to be able to talk to this group that's committed itself to doing these types of things. Last two things I think I would want to mention to this group as you start afresh, start new, graduate today, new day tomorrow, is don't be afraid to start over. For me, in my military career, I think I had some 14 moves, maybe 24 different positions that I served in, always starting afresh, starting new. That's going to be a path either through progress or through trial and error, through stumbles and learning lessons of your failures and moving on, don't be afraid to start over. It'll hold you back. It'll force you to self-deter. It'll make you doubt yourself. It will shake your confidence in your values. So make sure, if you remember one thing, make sure you remember that you have chosen a path that's bigger than yourself. It's about selfless service. It's about your community. Even if you fail, pick yourself up, move on. Lastly, if you remember one thing, let it be my deep appreciation for you for your selection of public service. I'm grateful for what you will accomplish in your future. Fight on.